Hello ladies and gentlemen, Top Pack Gaming Man here, and what a horrible night it is to have a curse because you have decided to watch my channel. Yeah. Anyway, I am now back home in jolly old England once again, because if you are a regular follower of my channel, or subscriber is probably a better word for it, I spent the previous week over in Romania and have shot quite a few episodes of handhelds around the world. The one I've released already on the channel, and most recently, was a video all about Castlevania games on Nintendo handhelds, which I actually shot within the Transylvania region, in Dracula's castle to be specific. So yes, I went all around the lovely castle, around the grounds, and Transylvania is a beautiful region. In fact, I'll probably even move there one day. I liked it that much. The only issue was I looked around, and a lot of the time it was just bad weather, like very, very cold and lots of clouds up in the dark sky. I just wished the morning sun had vanquished the horrible night. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. But I still got to have fun playing lots of Castlevania games. Anyway, speaking of Castlevania games on handhelds, I've already talked in the week about the ones on the Game Boy, the Game Boy Advance, the DS and the 3DS. So the obvious newest Nintendo handheld system is obviously the Nintendo Switch. So we are going to be talking about the Castlevania game, well, Castlevania game of sorts, which is set to come out on the platform. I believe the game is called, it's hard to get my words out, Bloodstain Ritual of the Night. I believe that's the name. It's quite wordy, and it's actually been Koji Igarashi. Yes, that was his name. Sorry about that. I had to cut there. It's quite hard for me to remember Japanese names sometimes as a Westerner. To me, it's all a bit like reading a bloody Chinese takeaway menu. I don't understand any of the words. They all look the same. It just all sounds delicious to me, I suppose. So yes, Koji Igarashi sounds like a delicious dish, I must say. Anyway, this gentleman is responsible for starting a Kickstarter campaign to fund a game he has coming up called Bloodstain Ritual of the Night, which I believe is a Metroidvania style side-scroller. Since he's left Konami, he's doing it independently, so it's not actually under the Konami name. He's doing it completely independent from that. So yes, when I heard about an upcoming Castlevania game, I was hoping for it to be going back to its real roots, like its original roots. So I was hoping for something like the original Castlevania game on the NES, or Super Castlevania 4 on the Super Nintendo, or even my favourite out of all of the Castlevania games. I really like what's known in the United States as Castlevania Bloodlines on the Genesis, or as we call it in our region, Castlevania New Generations on the Mega Drive. So yes, I bloody love that game. It's the best Castlevania ever, in my opinion. So yes, instead, this, I can't get his name out because it's too Japanese again, I've forgotten it already. But yes, this gentleman is bringing out a Metroidvania style game, which would make a lot of sense, just based on my latest video. I released a video talking about all the Castlevania games on the Nintendo handhelds, and I actually bigged up Lord of Shadow Mirror of Fate on the 3DS, because I actually had a lot of fun with that game. I was sick of Metroidvania because they just made too many, so it was really nice to see them actually change things up. Like, they do just exhaust franchises sometimes. Like, look at all the bloody new Super Mario Brothers games and all the Mega Man games and Mega Man X games. They just made too many. And they've done the same with Metroidvania style Castlevania, in my opinion. But some people seem to really not like that I liked Mirror of Fate. Lots of people are like, "Wee! How dare you like that game? That's an abomination. How dare you like that God of War clone? That's not Castlevania at all." It's like, that's just my taste. I enjoyed it because it wasn't Castlevania. There was literally too many Metroidvania games by the end of 2009. I think they released bloody 7 on handhelds in quick succession, which is, that's just overkill, isn't it? But yes, the new game, what's coming out, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, will be in the Metroidvania fashion, which seems to be what a lot of the hardcore fan base actually want. Like bloody 64,000 bloody people have backed the game, so they must want it. So further to that as well, it does seem to have an anime art style as well, which I am a tad disappointed about, because, which I touched on in my previous video, I think that anime suits games that are set in Japan, because that's kind of where the art style is from. Like, I think that the Castlevania games should have a more Western orientated feel, because they're bloody set in Eastern Europe. So I much prefer the art style of the older games to the more modern ones, because it does not fit the Castlevania image at all. I do not see the like obsession with turning everything anime. Like, bloody Castlevania characters, they used to be hard and muscular and intimidating looking, like everyone in Eastern Europe who's all roided up and powerful. But for some reason in the later Castlevania games, like, half the characters look bloody androgynous. You can't even tell whether they're meant to be bloody male or female, but I suppose that's what the new world's all about, isn't it? Make America great again, yes. But yes, I'm going a tad off track now, back to Castlevania itself, or more specifically Bloodstained whatever, because I'm saying my names over and over again and getting a bit tongue-tied. So yes, I can see why the fan base would be looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to it slightly as well, and by the way, I've mentioned it's going to be on the Switch, but it's also coming out on PlayStation 4, Steam and the Xbox One as well. I'm talking about it specifically for the Switch because obviously it works in terms of continuity in relation to my previous video, since we were talking about Castlevania games on Nintendo handhelds. So, will it actually be a good game though? Who knows, because these Kickstarter campaigns can go either way. Like, look at Mighty Number 9 for example, that was supposed to be a classic style Mega Man game, and then we got something that was very, very average, even a little bit under par, I would say. So yes, that was that idiot Inafune did that, or very intelligent man, depends how you look at it, because he obviously got all that money without having to put a lot of bloody work into the project. Also Ukulele as well, that was meant to be like a Banjo-Kazooie style game, and although I've heard it's alright, not actually got round to playing it myself yet, but heard it's very, very average in comparison to actual Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie. So who knows whether this upcoming game will actually be as good as the traditional Castlevania games without the backing of Konami. One more thing I think I would like to add, there's also a female composer. Again, the name slips me, but she started composing the Castlevania tracks from Bloodlines, I believe, on the Genesis, all the way up until, well, not all the way up, but she did a bloody lot of them, including Symphony of the Night, which is well known for its music, Harmony of Dissonance, another one that's pretty well known for its music. So she is also returning to Bloodstains to take that project on as well. So overall, must say everything's looking pretty bright moving forward, and more importantly, it's getting bloody physical releases, so we don't have to be morons and download it like what we had to do with Sonic Mania. That really annoys me that I had to pay to get a bloody digital copy of something on my Switch. Like, that's so rubbish. Like for God's sake, like, if I'm going to play something online, like, I usually just like to illegally emulate it for free, so I find it really frustrating when I have to pay for digital content, considering 99% of it online is available for free. I'd probably get Sonic Mania for free if I want to, but I couldn't be bothered with that kerfuffle. But yes, Bloodstains, I will be purchasing a physical copy. So, let's hope for a great upcoming game, and hopefully on release day it will not be another horrible night to have a curse. Cheerio! Hello ladies and gentlemen, I strongly advise you to subscribe and also leave a comment. How do you think this upcoming Castlevania game of sorts is going to turn out? Also, if you're a fan of the Castlevania series, make sure you click this bloody annotation, because I went all the way to Transylvania to make this video, so it's certainly not one to be missed. Ta-ta and farewell.